Wow. So I saw Love, Simon last night, and I'm just gonna go right into what this movie is about because I have a lot to say about this movie. This movie is about a guy named Simon who he's a typical high school kid. Does his own thing and has his own friends. But then one of his friends tells him, "Hey, this guy is a student at our high school anonymously posted that he's gay and he's afraid to come out, and it's tearing him apart inside." Well, little does his friends know that Simon is also gay and reaches out to this guy, and they go back and forth telling each other, how their day was and everything. And the movie revolves around him, trying to figure out who this other guy is, and while at the same time trying to keep the secret that he's gay because he's not ready to tell anyone. Now, there is a thing about this movie that I have to emphasize. This movie is, to me at least, it's a movie that everyone should see. Because, and I'm going to get to this in a separate video as to why, but this movie is something that's like a groundbreaking, to me at least, a groundbreaking movie for the LGBT community, especially if they're in high school. What I love about this movie, I love the theme, obviously, but I will discuss that in greater detail in another video. But the acting was fantastic. Nick Robinson as Simon, this is a career-defining role for him. He's going to be known as the guy that was Simon in Love, Simon. All of his friends are amazing. His parents, played by Jennifer Garner and Josh Duhamel, they're great. Really, everyone in this movie, with the exception of one character, was a great character. I mean, the character that he's in there is supposed to be bad. You're supposed to not like him. And, like, this movie, there's just so much about this movie that was just great. The dialogue was perfect. The soundtrack, I've been listening to a lot more of the band Bleachers and from the soundtrack because, it fit well with the movie, it fit well with the times. You really see, like, the anguish that goes through this kid when he's, going through all this. And, like, what this movie explores a lot of things that people just don't understand about gay people and kind of what they go through and kind of what the mental torture that they deal with on a day-to-day basis. It has all the types of things that a kid would deal with, and when they're gay, there's something that, like, they may not really are confused, they're not really sure what to do. Maybe they should just date a girl to cover it up, or just never date at all or try to deny it. Because a lot of people do that, and I know a lot of people that have kind of gone through this sort of thing. I didn't go through it with them necessarily, or at least with all of them, but I have read stories and seen sort of things like that. Those people kind of go through a lot, and it's really kind of tragic to watch, like, kind of what they have to go through and what they are scared of on a day-to-day basis. And this movie explores everything, and I mean everything, about what it's like to be a closeted gay person, and that to me is just amazing. That's why I say this movie is very groundbreaking and it's very interesting to explore. Now, what did I not like? Now, overall, I liked almost every aspect of this movie, but there's two incidences in particular that I really just did not like. There's one where this character, you end up hating this character, and the movie tries to redeem this character, but I'm like, no, that character is beyond redeemable at this point. Like, that character is dead in my eyes. Like, I want nothing to do with that character. And the other one is that there's a part in the movie where his friends are just assholes to him for really no reason when he needs them the most. Like, I understand why they could be dicks, and I'll get into why in this other video, but there's just some things I look at that, I go, no, they wouldn't. A real friend would not be like that. They would understand why and help Simon in this time. Now, is there a predictable part in this movie? Yeah, there are predictable parts, but there are great parts where you got to figure out kind of who this other guy is. In the movie, his character's name is Blue, and you're trying to piece together, who could it possibly be, and it might be this person, might be that person, and it throws a few curveballs along the way. But when you find out who it is, like, you get pretty happy. And honestly, in this movie, I've never been more anxious for him to get the guy. I've never wanted a character to get the girl or guy in the end as much as I did in this movie. I mean, it was so good. And I can't give this thing anything lower than a 10 out of 10. It has to be a 10 out of 10. There's no way this movie is anything short of perfect. I mean, of course with those two things, but other than that, I thoroughly love this movie. And I will get into why I love this movie in greater detail, because otherwise if I did this movie, this video would be like 20 minutes long. But anyway, like I said, 10 out of 10. If you're curious to see it, I totally recommend you go see it. Oh my god, you should definitely go see this movie. Alright, thank you everyone for watching my review. If you want to watch my last one, it is over here. I'll click my face right down below and subscribe. That'd be awesome. I try to upload at least once a week. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!